Rockets drop one, unfortunately, against the Kings last night, 120 to 111. In a game, honestly, we should have won, could have won it, but ultimately we did not. A lot of things went on in this game, including a big skirmish, the ejection of Ime To and Alpi Shangun. But what's going on, everybody? My name is Greg Post, and welcome to Postgame Pulse, where we're bringing you all the hottest action, the biggest moments, and everything you need to know about last night's game. So we're gonna dive into last night's game with the Rockets. It was a game that started off slow for both teams. The Rockets got going eventually, took command, and it looked like we were going to be off to a great game where the Rockets were just taking control and imposing their will. But ultimately, the Kings, who are a good shooting team, played very hot down the end of the second quarter and into the third quarter, which really took over the game from that point on. The Rockets had some opportunities to come back in the fourth, but ultimately could not do that. And you got to give credit to the Kings, and they took it to us tonight, and we were not able to respond. It is one of those games that are going to be frustrating to look back on and think that it could have gone so many different ways. But I think officiating had a big deal on this game tonight. They had an impact. There's no way around it. Yes, I'm a salty Rockets fan that just lost, but the refs were bad tonight. They had some ticky-tack fouls, some hip check stuff on our end, and then the next on the other side of the court, Alpi's getting hit in the face. Or no, that was Jalen Greens getting hit in the face. He was bleeding, literally blood coming from his face, and we're not getting these calls. Shangun got hit multiple times, and that was probably the reason why Ime got so upset and decided to get thrown out of the game. I mean, at that point, probably the game was kind of lost, but there was moments where we had an opportunity to get back in the game, and either the refs kept us from that or some just straight up missed shots from some people. Tari did not have his best game offensively. That was the most point blank shots I've seen him miss. I'm not hating on him or anything because I love the energy he brings. It's just one of those games where the shot doesn't fall for you, unfortunately. But he was definitely pushing on defense. Jalen Greens finally got it going. In the beginning of the game, he looked so hot. He was draining threes, driving to the basket, looking aggressive. That is the Jalen Greens that this Rockets need on our team for us to be truly successful. Alpi had a great game as well. On his way to almost another triple-double. We're starting to get really used to seeing him have 20-point and either double-double, almost a triple-double, but, he didn't quite have that last night. But honestly, I feel like if he would have gotten some of these damn calls, some things could have changed up. But let's talk about the Kings, though. Kings have not had a great season to start, but this is the best the Kings have looked all year, especially what I thought was a key moment of the game was the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. Rockets had about 11-point lead, and De'Aaron Fox really got hot. He started getting going and allowed, and also the Rockets kind of got quiet too. They held them scoreless for a couple minutes, and the Kings eliminated basically this 11-point lead down to 1 point at the halftime. And then the third quarter happened, and just DeMar DeRozan freaking went off. He really took the charge, and the Kings really took a commanding lead. Monk was looking good shooting threes. The Kings were causing turnovers. They were getting open threes. They had lots of energy, and the Rockets' offense was just stagnant. I think they made 13 straight. Might have been 15 straight. What were my notes? 15 shots in a row is just ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever seen an offense make that many shots in a row. And it's not like we weren't playing bad defense, but there were moments where they were just draining shots. You could tell that they were feeling it. They ended up taking the lead, getting up by 14 I believe, and fourth quarter came along. Şengün and Green were starting to chip away. Tari was making some threes. We started causing some turnovers. Fred VanVleet was making some mid-range shots, and we could start to feel the momentum coming back. And then some of the just no calls started happening for the Rockets, and it really started getting under their skin. And I mean, ultimately, we could not overcome. I think the closest we really got was 6 points, and from that point on, after the ejection, just it kind of fell apart for the Rockets. We're gonna look back as this is a game that we let one slip away. Hopefully, this is not a game that gets things going for the Kings. But you know, Rockets, we rebounded decently enough to win. We played well enough to get back in the game, but I think having these major lulls and on offense and being complacent sometimes on defense can really affect our team. And that's when I need the Alperen Şengün's, the Fred VanVleet's, the Jalen Greens to really step up and stop the bleeding in those moments. And so I'm really hoping that this is a growing moment. We're so young, and with huge wins like what we had against the Thunder and then to this shows that we still have a lot of room to grow. But this is great to see that the Rockets have so much potential. And in this game alone, in the first half, up until that last 2 minutes, you could see that the Rockets can be that team any night, but they could also lose it any night. That's just the NBA for you. You got to stay on it the whole game. And it came down to it. Some bad calls, the emotions getting the best of us, and some hot streak shooting from the Kings ultimately is the deciding factor in the game. But, you know, it is what it is. We ended up becoming the second seed in the NBA Cup for the West. We're going to play the Golden State Warriors this upcoming, I believe it's Thursday, and that's going to be a huge matchup. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm super excited. Hopefully we take that and continue on this awesome season that we've got going on, guys. But that's going to conclude for today's episode. You know, thanks for watching and supporting. Please continue to share this with other people. I'm trying to get my name out there and continue to grow as a presence. And I'm gonna keep on striving to bring y'all some new information, some unique takes. And I love sports, man. I know it's had such a huge impact on my life and a lot of your lives. Let's keep on rooting our team on, guys. But let's go. This is Greg Post with Postgame Pulse. I'll see you guys later.